A music station is being picked to take over the frequency previously occupied by the now shut down Today FM. A message broadcast on its frequency late yesterday said it's no longer Today FM and a new station will launch next month. Media commentator Bill Ralston says a music station is relatively cheap to run compared to the more expensive news and current affairs operation.
You've got a paid journalist, you've got producers, and you've got on-air personalities, and you've got all kinds of things like that that you have to actually pay for, and it's big bucks, and the big bucks dragged it down.
A reminder to people heading overseas to understand the risk from rabies as we record our first death from the disease. The person was diagnosed here and died last week but contracted it overseas. Massey University Professor of Infectious Disease Ecology David Heyman says it's usually transmitted from dogs to people. He says people travelling to high-risk areas should get vaccinated. A suggestion: New Zealand start taxing sugary drinks and put the tax take to work fixing the damage they've caused. Otago University Dental Public Health Professor Jim Broadbent says a sugary drink tax would allow us to reinvest in preventing the negative outcomes. He says they're a prominent cause of tooth decay and are extra dangerous because of how common they are. Broadbent says children can be especially vulnerable.
We know from quite a bit of research that children do see that advertising and it has a big influence on them.
Sustainable living is getting harder for those on lower incomes. A Kantar survey of 1,000 New Zealanders shows 72% of respondents think the cost of living is their biggest concern. But at the same time, the number of people who say they're taking sustainable steps, like switching to a plant-based diet and buying locally grown products, has fallen. 6 weeks on from Cyclone Gabrielle, volunteers on the ground in Hawke's Bay are becoming exhausted. Cyclone Hawke's Bay Help Facebook page volunteer coordinator Chloe Johnson says they're starting to run out of their own time and money. She says only a small portion of money donated to the various funds has been dished out so far, and they want transparency.
When we're going to see it for the immediate clean-up, not for future rebuild, although that is important. We need immediate funds now.
Meanwhile, work has begun on a permanent fix at the site of one of the largest slips on the Napier-Taupo Road. A rare painting of a Māori chief who signed the Treaty of Waitangi has sold for more than $1 million at auction. The oil canvas of Harawira Te Mahi Kai, painted by Gottfried Lindauer, is the first painting by the artist to tip over $1 million in New Zealand. International Art Centre Director Richard Thompson says the painting has a number of desirable qualities: rare, in good condition, and New Zealand. He says buyers love New Zealand at the moment.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here, and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.